Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope all is well. It's important that we let Hashem take control of us. In order to really let Hashem into our lives, we have to make room for Him. And by doing that, we have to make ourselves opened to Him. We have to open ourselves up to Him. And that means that we don't get too caught up in our own thoughts and our own calculations. So it's very important that a person makes plans in life and makes calculations and plans accordingly, but not to get too obsessed with their own self-calculations, and not to rely. A person should never rely on their own self-calculations, because at the end of the day, who's really running the show? It's Hashem. And no mathematical equation or calculation can determine your future. It's Hashem. A good vessel, a good keli for Hashem is one that is batal to Hashem. That is strong, meaning we don't let go of our intellect completely. We shouldn't let go of ourselves completely to the point where we're just like not thinking anything. No, we have to have thoughts. We have to use our thoughts and emotion and our action. But we have to make sure that our thoughts, speech, action, our emotions, they're all connected to Hashem, meaning that Hashem is the source of them. Not to lose our thoughts, to lose our emotions, to lose our action, that we're just completely numb. No, chas v'shalom. But that all of our being, all of what makes us, our thoughts, our speech, our action, our emotions, our experience, our will, that it's all plugged in to what Hashem, plugged into Hashem, connected to Hashem. And how do we do that? Through Torah and mitzvahs. And there's a rule. Hashem only dwells in those that are surrendered to Him. That if we want to really connect to Hashem in a much more real and a much more powerful way, we have to try to batal ourselves to Hashem. We have to try to be even more surrendered to Him, and to say, okay, I have thoughts, I have emotions, they're great, but if my calculations are too strong, meaning I'm too tapped into my own calculations, I'm going to be closing off the connection to Hashem, and I'm not letting Hashem in. But if I say, look, I'm going to calculate things, I'm going to have emotions, I'm going to have actions, but they're going to be plugged into Hashem, and Hashem's going to shine into them, meaning Hashem's going to be the one directing them, Hashem's will, the Torah is going to be really what causes my calculations and my thoughts, my speech and action, what really channels it. Then that's really going to bring out the higher level of my thought, speech and action, of my human abilities. And that's the rule. When you surrender to Hashem, He comes into your life. And when a person, so it's important that we recognize that as much as we do know, as much as we know, and all the techniques, the learning techniques we've learned, and as high of a level as we may be at, Hashem is above us, no matter what. Hashem is beyond infinitely above us. So no matter how high up we reach, there's always infinite more room to grow, right? So that's such a relieving thing, that wow, as much as I know already, Hashem knows even more, and I could reach higher and higher. So at first glance, it may be like, wow, a person could feel low, but at first glance, but that's not what it's meant to be. It's actually the most relieving thing, knowing that as high as you are, there's beyond infinite more room to grow. It's like the horizon. The more you drive or walk, or a bird flying towards the horizon, the more it keeps extending further and further. That's why my rabbi gave me this beautiful analogy, that the more Torah you learn, the higher you reach spiritually, there's always beyond infinite more room to grow. And the higher you reach, the more you realize that that's nothing compared to what's really going on, to the Torah that's out there. The Torah's beyond infinite, right? So that's really a relieving thing. When we make ourselves small in that way, it's the healthiest thing in the world for us, because it takes the pressure off us and we recognize what's really going on here. And this is a meditation to always, and we can do this throughout the learning. When we learn something that we find very powerful, very sweet, we say, wow, as great as this is only just a little drop in the ocean of Torah, the beyond infinite ocean of Torah, which is Hashem revealing. Hashem reveals Himself to us through the Torah. So we let go of our calculations a little bit. We do our job. We do our calculations. We do we put in our effort that we need to put into whatever we may be trying to do in life. But we recognize that our calculations are not the answer. They're part of the process, but Hashem's running the show. And with that, when we let go and recognize how Torah is beyond infinite, there's always room to reach higher and higher. When we do that, we reach the true, we tap into the true oineg in life, the true pleasure in life. That's really bringing the days of Mashiach. So let's practice this. Let's live with this. B'ezrat Hashem. Thank you so much for watching. May Hashem bless you all.